Good morning, good morning. Hello, how are we doing? Happy Wednesday. It is officially Wednesday the 20th. Good morning, hello, welcome to the Paint with Pete session. This is number 3 of the first week. We're just going to take a couple of minutes just to get everyone ready. So if you are locked in, grab a pen and some paper as usual. I've got my paper behind me and my pen's ready. So yeah, 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, grab some water, get some fruit. But pen and paper, number 1. Lovely stuff. Just going to get sorted on here. Okie dokie, cool. That's really strange. I've just got my water and a little sippy. I know it's a bit raining outside. Funnily enough, it was raining yesterday as well. I'm in Manchester. Hello from Manchester to the world. And again, if it might look a little bit grey outside, but that doesn't stop us being creative and thinking happy thoughts, painting or drawing in colour, if you've got it, and just putting a smile on our faces there. So yeah, another minute or 2. Just making sure I can see you lot. There we go. Again, give me a heads up, give me a shout out. I have some more requests for us all today. So yeah, yesterday, well, Monday, we'll do the week. On Monday, doodle day. We did some doodling. We just drew our breakfast items. Got a bit of energy going. Yesterday, excuse me, good morning, Ed. Yesterday was colour day, so we kind of looked at a bit more colour. Got some colour wheels out. We looked at some basketball teams, and I asked the amazing audience at Paint with Pete to create their own unique basketball team logo. Basketball teams use very, very small amount of colours. They use a lot of colour, but it's 2 or 3, maybe 4 colours maximum, to create a really memorable, easily recognisable logo and branding. So I came up with Manny Doodlers. Again, you can choose anything, choose an animal. Rep your city as well, so we are in Manchester. I'm a doodler, so I chose Manny Doodlers. I chose red because it's a reference to my favourite basketball team, Chicago Bulls, and obviously my colour system for obsolete is black, white and red. So I just wanted to use something that was a bit more obvious to do with me. There we go. Okie dokie. So yeah, it's 1 minute past. Give it another 2 minutes. Grab yourself some pens and some paper. There we go. Apologies if this is a little bit furry as well. I know it keeps dipping in and out. We're working on that. I mean, 80% golden. And again, if you have missed today's session, it will be up on the page or on YouTube later on today. So if you have missed it, or you want to take some time or go back to something, you can pause it and also go from there. Okay. So we're going to get started now because it's just gone 10 o'clock and I've got loads of creative energy. Today's session is all about lettering. I know we touched on it yesterday with like writing our names in the city. If you were in yesterday's session and you wanted to kind of improve the writing of it, shouts to all the audience members who sent us images, by the way. We had the Stockport Serpents was absolutely amazing, and shouts to Lisa Rose, I believe. And her amazing colour choices, or her daughter's got amazing colour choices. So yeah, so we are going to do lettering today, so if you want to redo this maybe, or kind of work on what we were working on yesterday, absolutely fine. It's really good to set yourself little projects, certainly in lockdown, just to keep us ticking over, looking forward to doing something, executing an idea and finishing something. I know this isn't very finished, but I can see there's a lot of ideas in there that we could take forward. Okay, so again, pencil and a pen today. That's all we're going to need. I am going to dip into the painting a bit. I'm going to paint a little bit of black around him. I might do something over our doodle piece as well. But again, let's get a little bit warm. So we're going to do some hand exercises. So we're just rolling our wrists over and squeezing our hands just to get them nice and warm, get some energy in them. And then we're going to get our pencil. We're going to get some tunes on, obviously. We're going to get our pencil. We're going to get ready. So Again, shouts to Pro P on the music. I really want to play unreleased music, so we don't have any beef with Facebook or the video stopping or anything for any reason. So if anybody does know any producers, or if anyone's got any music they want me to play that is, you know, not royalty free, but kind of Facebook's not going to pick up, instrumental hip hop is my favourite thing. So if anyone wants any shout outs, please do. Today I'm repping Keith Haring from the Tate exhibition. Please have a look at Keith Haring. We spoke briefly about him yesterday. His work makes me really happy just simply by looking at it, and his use of colour and font and illustration, second to none. Okay, so our pencil is the first thing we need. I know some of us will want to keep this really straight. It doesn't matter if you don't have a ruler. Obviously this is my spirit level ruler, so I can draw straight lines with it. It's a really good way of, you know, getting straight lines and making sure everything's straight, but I know not everyone's got the full art kit they want right now, so I'm going to kind of freestyle it a little bit. Alright, so all we're going to do is draw some lines, some straight lines down, and we'll go from there. Right, we'll get our hands working, I'll get us into the lettering idea. So I'm going to go here. So again, if you actually want to draw some lines, just freestyle, you can, it's good practice anyway. Your letters might look a little bit less uniform than a kind of type. That's what we're after, right? I want to see some, you know, some humans in there. So what I'm doing, I'll do these in black actually, doing the pen, so we can all see it. So again, just doing a series of vertical lines. Not very straight, it's fine. There we are. Okay, and then obviously each of the letters will be made up of these lines, alright? We could go into leading and kerning. There's a difference between the letters and the difference and the space between the lines, as it were. So the space between the sentences. I can't even get mine out. But we're not going to worry about leading and kerning just yet. We're just going to look at letter form today. There we are. Okay, so nice and easy. Just practice blocking them up. Simple as that. Just 4 columns of roughly equal size. Again, it doesn't have to be precise or accurate. You can be if you want. Please do be. If you want to, you know, if you're watching it back and you want to pause and go back to it, absolutely fine. So all we're going to do is make. I just want to say good morning to somebody. Sorry guys, just getting some of those. We'll do them in a minute. So we've got our 4 blocks, nice and easy. It might not look crazy at the moment, or like any sort of lettering, absolutely fine. If you realise, obviously majority of us will all have, you know, we read and we can see lettering and letter forms everywhere. Loads of different types of fonts, font styles, serif, sans serif. We'll go down that a little bit later on. But for now, all we're going to do is create an H and a P as well, alright? So an H and a P. So we're looking at the 2 horizontals and a little curved as well. So H, we just come straight across, and there's our H. We're going to do a P as well. P's and R's can be quite difficult. We're doing S and a G in a minute as well, simply because they have a curve in them. Try and keep that curve the same width as your block. So again, mine's about 1 inch. And then what we're doing, draw over your work. And don't be scared to complete that line, alright? So you've got this kind of, this horseshoe shape coming in for a P. Don't worry about this. And obviously we can extend that to an R. So say we were doing an R. There's my block. There's the simple block. Every letter starts there. We're going to come round. Oh. And we're going to come round again, so it's the same thickness, or roughly the same thickness, and then straight down. You will see a few lines on there. That's fine. I'm just trialing. I'm just making sure that I'm kind of getting into the mood of it, and also just kind of testing it. So an R, We'll do that again because I'm not that happy with that. There's the block. There's the curve. There's the R. Alright, I'm just going to flip that so we can work on the back. Again, it's all about using your imagination a little bit. And again, like I said yesterday, using what's in the real world. Alright, so I'm pretending this is a pencil today, so if you see quite a few lines going on, it's only because I want you guys to see it and I don't need to kind of test or like template it out. So certainly, again, for O's, very, very difficult because they are circles. That's fine. Practice makes perfect every single time. These are very, basic sessions, but honestly, practicing these over and over again will really, really help. So let's do an O. Use your pivot on your wrist as a circle, little inner circle. There's an O. Practice makes every time, and I've realised that's fairly neat, sort of. So again, with an S, S's are really difficult. So again, draw it up first. Draw your S in, and then obviously you can start practicing on that faint line, okay? So again, this kind of shortening and lengthening will always come out. This is also another really good structure of how to create a letter. So again, if you're confident with your thin lines, give me 2 seconds. Cool. Just checking. If you're confident with your thin lines in letters, just fatten them up. So again, with P, there's a P. We put a little block on the end and draw the block in. There's a P. Again with the R. Put your blocks on. So the lines at the bottom, just to show you how thick you want the verticals. We come down. We go round, just a little bit. And then come down. So slightly better R there. So for G, and Q as well, very circular like the O. So we've got a kind of structure. You can practice drawing circles and it will really help a number of different letters, including your S. So the top of the S is like the O. So for Q, Q with a leg, put a block on. There we are. And then obviously one line inside and one line outside. Okay, so you're using your handwriting almost, or a simple version of your handwriting, a thin line version, and then fattening it up. Again, using your imagination, but trusting yourself to draw it as well. Again, this takes time. I've drawn thousands of different fonts. I've developed my own as well. So I've used my handwriting and a couple of the kind of street arty fonts that I've got to develop a font. It all starts here, and it all starts with a pencil. So for G is kind of like a half O with an upright and a crossbar. So you draw the circle. We draw in fact we draw the G first, my bad. Okay, so draw the G, put your blocks in. He's about right. And then we have a G. So this line isn't there and this line isn't there. And you've got your G. Again, this is a very, very simple way of doing it. And there are many, many other ways of doing it. If you do have lined paper, or even squared mathematical paper, you can actually count the squares, so it's exactly the same. So you could do like 5 squares down by 5, and that is your block. So if we were on squared paper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be the size of your letter, and you could do an L, like that. Again, we'll do a K. Roughly 5 by 5, so a K. A really good way of getting the proportions right, okay, so the actual physical size of it, it's really good practice for counting, really good practice for actual lettering setups. Again, I will kind of, I like freestyling quite a lot. I like seeing the human in it. I like seeing those mistakes. So these little kind of extra lines and stuff I'm happy with, because I know I'm banking it. Like I said yesterday, banking the ideas for future use. Okay, so let's do an M as well actually while we're here. Do an M on this side. So M and N can be quite hard as well. Again, it's all about looking, reading the word, and breaking it up into a shape. So every letter becomes a shape. It doesn't become a letter, all right? Sometimes it's really easy to separate. Sometimes it's genuinely quite hard to separate those two things. But quite honestly, it's just really, really good practice. Okay, so we're going to do an M here in exactly the same way. So we do our base lines and then we fatten them up. All right, so M. M. Fill them in. There's a fat, slightly rough M. It's all right. Okay, so N, so I've just drawn the basic N. I've put his kind of feet on the top and the bottom. And then again, all I'm doing is linking those lines up, crossing the crossbar and the vertical. There's an N. Okay, I mean from there, there are little bits you could do to the letters. So you can turn it into a little bit of a 3D. I might do that a little bit neater, so you can. I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm just going to do that N a little bit neater. I am going to do it in my pencil, just so I know where my lines are going, and I'll try and get it really, really clean. So 2 minutes. Pencil lines in. So there's a really blocky N, but I can add to it. So my pencil lines are behind there, exactly the same structure as this. All I'm going to do is make it look a little bit 3D, or attempt to at least. Okay. There we are, just a random doodle, a little bit neater than the ends we were practicing, but there we are, there's our little N. By the end of this session, the idea is that each of us will have our own nameplate, okay? So think of your name, think of a nickname. If you wanted to use a nickname, I might use Obsolete. My name is Pete Obsolete. I have had many nicknames. Obsolete seems to fit quite well. So if you've got any nicknames, or if you want to write someone else's name, say if it's your partner's name or your parents' name or your mum's or dad's, or even, you know, say it's an NHS worker and you can then give them their own nameplate or something, please do. Again, even if it's just for something for your door, for your bedroom door, for the front room, or simply just for fun and to see what your name looks like in a certain font, that's what I want the end of the session to be, okay? We'll go through some more kind of block stuff now. And then I'm going to start turning it into a bit more bubble font. Again, I don't know if you've seen the Paint with Pete logos or if you've seen any of the posts recently. I've developed a kind of bubble font for myself. So we'll go down the route of how to change something quite straight into something quite rounded. It is a little bit more pencil work, so make sure you got your pencil sharpened in about 15 minutes. All right, so we're going to have about 10 more minutes on block letter. I'm going to write the whole alphabet up, right? So if you want to copy me, absolutely fine. I am going to do it freestyle, so I'm not going to go through each of the structures of the letters like this. So I'm not going to put the blocks in. I will just draw it. Again, it's all well and good having a nice structure that you learn and that you can go back to. It's really important that you have those structures. However, being able to freestyle and being okay with kind of rougher lines, looser lines, not accurate lines is also vital. All right, so I'm going to draw this version, this kind of font up. I'm going to do it on a big bit so we can all see it. There you go. And we'll all be able to have a look at the alphabet. Okay. The other thing with the alphabet download, the idea of the lettering sessions is to create a font specifically from the Paint with Pete audience. I've had a few ideas and you are more than welcome to give me some shout outs for other ideas if you'd like. So I'd like to, there's two ideas in my head. Just get this guy up. One of the ideas is to get photos from you guys and take a letter from 26 different audience members and build a whole alphabet using one letter per audience member, okay? That might get a bit difficult, organising the letters and all that sort of stuff. I love the idea of having this kind of Sex Pistols, almost poison pen letter alphabet where different people have put in for the different letters. However, the other idea is that you guys suggest something for me to draw, letters made out of hearts, you know, like block, bubble, if you want slimy. What kind of font would you guys want to use from the Paint with Pete sessions? I'm going to draw the alphabet up now, but once we've talked about and discussed and kind of, you know, interacted about what kind of fonts we want to use at the end of the sessions, ready for downloads and, you know, being able to use them, please give me a shout. I want to create a font that everybody wants to use and that can use. So it's either going to be kind of single line, like black line letters, or we'll go crazy and do something a little bit fatter, a little bit more exciting, all right? So please give me a shout out as well. If you've got any of your favourite fonts, shout your fonts out as well. My favourites are Futura, pretty much just Futura, Helvetica New, and there's, what's the other one? I love loads of different fonts, but Futura and Helvetica are my two favourites. Very clean, very nice. Give me a shout out if you have a favourite font, shout me out. And again, any more examples of your work, please send me over. Let's have a look at these. Okay, so the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to do a simple block alphabet. I'm going to move him down a little bit so it's a little bit more comfy for me. There we go. So he's going to go here. Again, if you want to copy me and the kind of, I always do the outlines first and then go in for the detail. If you want to copy me, please do. Let's go. So A. Outside first. C again. Watch how I do that. Go on the outside. Inside first and outside. C's a bit thin, isn't he? There's E. F. Half the circle. He's a bit thin. G. H. I. J. Okay. L. M. Our friend N is already here, so we can use him as a basis. N. O. Here's P, Q and R, three very difficult letters. So P. Q. R. S, again, a little bit difficult on the curve, but no problemo. See the S there? T. U. V, two straight lines meeting in the middle. V. W, like an upside down M, if you can imagine that. I'm sure you can. I'm drawing an M by accident. That's wrong. So W comes in a bit earlier. X is like two V's on top of each other. X. Y. Z. There we are. There's the alphabet. Okay, it gradually gets bigger. I'm absolutely fine with that. This is just practice. And obviously I know that we collectively can use these pieces as backgrounds for other work. So it's not something that I'm worried about. It's not something that, you know, whether I'm not worried about if it's neat or not. I know that we can put it in the gallery, or we can paint it and then work on it and put it through the gallery again. Lovely stuff. I hope everybody is, I know I'm moving pretty quickly through the lettering, because I want you guys to really kind of react. All right, I don't really want to be thinking about it too much, but having that kind of natural reaction where you're just like, okay, cool, on to the next thing. We can always go back. All right, if there's anything that you feel like I might be going too quickly through, I can only apologise. I obviously want to cover as much ground as we can in these sessions. This is a very simple structure, but again, practice will always make perfect. It is officially brew time. It is halfway through the show. This is the time of the show. If you want to go and get a cup of tea, grab some water, get some fruit, you know, stick your head out the window, get some fresh air, please do. I am going to spend it painting my piece. I also want to give some people a shout out as well. So I'm just going to see who's been saying hello online. Hello to everybody. So hello, Mr. Dave Duffy. Good morning. How are we doing, brother? Neil Williams. Neil Williams says N's the best letter. Very good work. Oh, Mr. Frankie Clark. Good morning. Mr. Andy Morris as well. Love this t-shirt. Eh? Thank you guys. Mr. Ethan, how are we doing? Oh, Ethan and Harry. Morning. Lovely stuff. Thanks everybody for saying hello. Good. Again, please, you know, celebrity suggestions. Think of someone famous, and they'll go into my very important attaché case. So these are all the suggestions for our celebrity portraits. We are doing the portraits tomorrow. I'll go through the basic structure of a face, and then we'll customize it to that celebrity. We have Kanye, Quentin Tarantino, Donald Trump, MF Doom. I've got a couple more in my head as well, but I want some more suggestions, please. So if you've got a famous, you know, favourite famous person, give me a shout. We might be drawing it together tomorrow. I will put them in a hat, pull one out. I think Trump is an obvious one today, or tomorrow. But we will see. If we are going to draw Trump, we will make it a very funny drawing, all right? It's not going to be a serious drawing. Obviously, the guy's a clown himself. So we will be using that idea if we go down the Trump route. But I will put all the names in a bag, and we'll see what happens. But again, please, any suggestions? 2.5 minutes left of brew time, and we're going to get onto the bubble letters, all right? The other thing as well, well, we'll do that in a minute, so we'll wait for brew time. Mine's milk, 2 sugars, please, if anyone's offering. Lovely. I will also say as well, we've got a little minute left, minute and a half. I have a sale on my website. I've probably said this 3 days in a row, forgive me. You've got to support local artists. I am one of them. You can support me by liking and sharing anything that I put on Facebook, anything on Instagram, anything on Twitter. I am Pete Obsolete and Obsolete Formats MCR on Facebook, Pete Obsolete, Obsolete Formats on Instagram, Obsolete Formats on YouTube, and Snob Ross on Twitter. Give us a shout out. Again, if you like the sessions, let me know. If you like the work, please also let me know. I do have an idea of some art packs to come out. I would really like to release some Paint with Pete art packs. So if you are struggling a little bit with the kind of, you know, with your pens and pencils, I know, so Betsy, I know a few people haven't got all the art materials. I'm thinking of putting together little art packs. So you get a pencil case, a Paint with Pete notebook, a pen, a pencil, a sharpener and a rubber, all for £5. I'm thinking of releasing them in a couple of weeks. So if that's something that anybody would be interested in, just so you've got a Paint with Pete art pack all ready to go. Notebook, pen, pencil, sharpener, rubber, might even throw a couple of felt tips in there as well. Give me a shout. This is only an idea at the moment, but if you think it's worth doing, I'm very, very happy providing art materials for you guys. If it's hard to get to the shops, if it's hard to actually order stuff, we can sort that out as well. So please give me a shout if that sounds like something you'll be interested in. Amazing. Okay. So we'll drinkies. 2 seconds. Just having to check out the phone there, I do apologise. Okay, lovely. Cool, so 10 seconds left of brew time. Hope everyone's doing good. I hope you've got your fingers warmed up and all that sort of stuff as well. I'm going to switch my block alphabet. I'm going to turn him around and we'll start on the bubble idea. Okay, so what we're going to do, choose a couple of random letters again and draw them up in pencil. And then we're going to turn them into a little bit more rounded, so they're a lot less straight lined, a lot less rigid. No one suggested Biden yet, weirdly. Again, if anyone's got, I'm just thinking of people to draw. If anyone's got any suggestions, give me a shout. You might see us drawing your suggestion tomorrow. Moments. I will be the fleeting of moments. I need to paint. I couldn't think of the word yesterday. It was itchy fingers. That's what I've got. When I want to paint or draw, I really do get itchy fingers. I'm just going to add a black layer to our portrait. Just see what happens here. Black, cross his eye out. There we go. Cool. Right, leave him. Don't want to overdo anything. So I'll leave that paint to dry and we'll come back to it. Rightio. Okay, cool. So to turn a straight lined letter into a bubble letter, I'm going to use N is a really good letter again. Shouts to Neil. So we're going to do an N like this. So we're going to draw our block N. Okay, so we've got 2 columns. Hopefully you can see that. We've got 2 columns here. And then we're just linking the top edge and the bottom edge. So the top left corner and the bottom left corner, and the top right corner and the bottom right corner. Okay, there's the end. Yeah, you can see it, lovely. Okay, to turn that into a bit more of a bubble, or like a balloon, if you think of it like a birthday balloon, you're obviously going to have the square bits are going to be rounded off a lot. So all we really need to do is draw oblongs. Okay, so all we're going to do is a couple of these. Practice that movement. If you want bubble writing, honestly, really practice this kind of motion, because you will see it. Every letter is built up of lines. If you turn those into these, they become a lot more approachable, a lot softer. And again, for your nameplate, it's a really nice way of you can put it on your door, put it on your on your fridge if you wanted, put it in your dashboard, on the back of back windscreen of your car, whatever. All we're doing is using our pivot again in our hand. So instead of being straight and using our elbow on our shoulder, we're using our wrist and our fingers. So literally just round, round. I'm doing it super expressive, just so you can see the motion. So then it becomes 3, instead of 3 blocks, it's 3 oblongs or rounded edge. You can just about see that, right? Yeah, cool. Okay, so again, we've got these shapes in. All we want is the outline. We don't want the kind of the crossover lines. These are just our structure template lines. So we don't want this one, we don't want that, or this, or that. So we just go around the outside of the letter. Again, I'll do that now. So I'm literally just following these shapes exactly how they link up, but only the outside, only the external line. So. And then we have a bubble N, right? Shall we do, I'll do another letter, we'll do G again, because G is quite a difficult one because it curves in and then goes up and stuff. So, let's do him on here and move back a bit. So again, nice big circle. With a G, I know that it's going to be like this. So again, put the blocks in, block him up, block him up, block him up. Okay, and then curve those edges off. Again, come outside of that square edge. Nice curves. Round all the edges off. So the sausages, like big fat sausage, we'll go sausage letters instead of balloon, alright? So big sausage letters. And then again, just the outside. We can take our rubber, if you've got a rubber, rub the pencil lines out, it'll come out a lot crisper. You'll see it a lot clearer. So I'm going to start on the outside edge because it's round. So we go, nice big curl. And then outside. And there's a big bulbous G. I'm going to turn him into a sausage. There we go. Big sausage G. I'm now going to, again, please pause it if you want some time to practice. Please come back to the session if you do need some time just to practice a little bit. I'm going to do the curved or the sausage letters version of the alphabet. Okay, so we've got our kind of our rough block alphabet. I'll leave them up so you can see them, so you can see the comparison as well. There we go. 2 seconds. Just under 20 minutes left of the show. I hope everyone's feeling that energy, feeling that creativity coming through. I know I am. Amazing work. Okay, just blue tack him. Okay, so bubble. Sausage letters, we'll go with sausage. I am tempted to do a very faint and quick pencil line just to make sure that I've got the structure right. So bear with me. There we go. S is always hard. P, Q, R, S, T. No. U. Yep. Okay, X. Y. And Z. Okay, so I'm going to ink them up now again. If you want to copy me, I mean, if you can see it on there as well, amazing. If you want to copy me, how the structure I'm going to go around these letters, there is a pencil line on there, so I do have a guide. I can choose whether or not to stick to that or not. I'll probably stick to it because it's pretty much roughly right. So let's go. Again, just following the outside of these lines after we've drawn our template structure. All right, F. Our friend Mr. G. Oh, that's a bit off, but it doesn't matter. H. Ooh. I always find myself doing little case eyes. I just like the dot. If anyone knows the official name, give me a shout. Literally just stick into these kind of these rounded lines as close as I can. Ooh. Nice big O. Okay, here's P. Here's Q. We just did him. R. I don't know if you can see that it's just my shoulder moving rather than my hand now, just because I'm doing the outlines. S. Very difficult. Not just boasting. There's T. There's U. V. There's W. Here's X. Y. And Z. Okay, so there's our bubble alphabet. Again, you can see the pencil lines in there. I just followed those lines. The font might change a little bit, it might get a bit fatter, it might get a bit bigger. Absolutely fine. Again, we can use the background. We can use this as a background. Excuse me. So now, we have 10 minutes left. So I'm going to say 5 to 6 minutes on drawing your nameplate. So whether you want it to be a block lettering or a kind of fatter balloon or sausage letters is completely up to you. I'm going to stick with obsolete. So I've obviously drawn Pete quite a lot for the Paint with Pete logos and stuff. So I'm going to write the word obsolete in my bubble font that I've just created here. Slightly different from the kind of official obsolete bubble. But I do want to make a nameplate. So I'm going to get another sheet of A3, just a little one, and we'll go from there. Lovely, okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to write O-B-S-O-L-E-T-E. That's how you spell obsolete. So I might do it, I'm going to split it into two. So I'm going to do O-B-S-O and then L-E-T-E underneath it. So we've got O-B-S-O here, L-E-T-E here. So let's go. Again, pencil to test it first. Obso. And I'm going to put a heart in the O's. Really lovely stuff. Okay, so I've pencil line that in. I'm just checking if you can see it or not. I'm going to now, because there's overlapping lines, I have to be really careful with what lines I decide are going to be drawn in. So I want each of my letters to be behind the previous one. Okay, so it's like this. So I'm going to do my O, and I'm going to leave the line of this B. So where's the pencil? So this line empty, this line stays empty, that line and that line. You'll see what I mean when I do it. You'll also see the effect of trying to squash things in a little bit. Makes it a little bit more, again, balloony, a little bit more sausage. So let's go. So there's the O. Again, B is going to be sitting in front of him. And then the S. Again, the O is going to be slightly in front of him, that's fine. Okay, and then again, leet, the bottom one, I want it sitting slightly behind the top one, absolutely fine. We just decide what line we want to use. So whoever invented pencils, 10 million points. The fact that you can then decide what you're going to use, which line you're going to use, and put something slightly thicker, draw the attention to it, and drop out the details you don't want. There we are. Very simple bubble nameplate. I keep saying bubble, we'll call it sausage, right? It's different. I'm going to put some ink splodges. You can even put some fat symbols in, so like an asterisk. Let's do an asterisk. Or like quote marks as well. like it's exploding a little bit. Okay. Again, if you have a short name, it's going to be easier. My name is Pete, it's only 4 letters, but obsolete is 8. So I've got obso and leet. And again, you can probably see the pencil lines in there. Pencil line drawing first and foremost, and then go over it with a black pen. Nice and easy. There we are. Okay. Obviously at that point as well, if you have scissors and you are confident with them, you can cut them out. If you're not confident, ask you know, your older brother, mum and dad, parent or guardian, partner, whatever. But if you then cut it out, we can use the colours from our basketball team to colour it in. And again, this is all kind of hinting towards self-branding as well. So if you've got your basketball team with your colours, you could use those colours in your nameplate, and everything becomes a little bit more kind of linked together, a little bit more organic, let alone visually similar. All right, it's part of the branding. Okay, I'm just literally cutting around my nameplate, taking a bit of time. 5 more minutes of the show left. If you're still drawing, please keep drawing. If you're still doing your nameplate, please keep doing it. And again, let me know about these art packs. It's something I've been thinking about for absolutely ages. And knowing that we've gone back into another lockdown and that people are limited to travel and certainly financially, I want to make sure that everybody's on a kind of even keel. So if you are interested in these Paint with Pete art packs, there will be a £5. You get a notebook, like an A5 notebook. I think it's A4 actually. A5 notebook, pen, pencil, sharpener, rubber, a pencil case, and obviously I'll throw in some stickers and all that sort of stuff. If you are interested, let me know. I'm very keen to kind of, you know, help out, and if we can do one for a £5 for your full set of art materials, amazing. Give me a shout if that's something that sounds interesting. I will be looking at getting paints as well, so doing like a paint set as well as a kind of pen and pencil set, so we can all just create art together until lockdown is finally relieved, whenever that's going to be. Alright, last little touches on my nameplate. There we go, nearly there. Okay, and there we are, the nameplate. So I can put that anywhere, I can put that on my door, I can colour it in if I want. You know, obviously from there, we can create nameplates for the whole family, or nameplates for the people you live with, your housemates, flatmates, parents, whatever. Even if it's you know, directions or like instructions and stuff, you know, like like recipes or anything. If you've got a noteboard, practice. If you've got a pen and paper, please keep practicing. And please take photos of it. Please show me your nameplates. Again, I'm super keen to celebrate you guys and the energy and the enthusiasm that is coming out of the audience for Paint with Pete. Super keen to share that with the world. I think there's a lot of people who kind of need reminding that you can just pick a pen up and do something. And you guys are really, really helping that. So thank you. He's going to go on there. Okie dokie. Just about 90 seconds to go. Let's talk through today. So we did our very, very, very basic block font setup templates. Chose a couple of random letters, some of the harder ones just to go through. We then drew it up in a whole alphabet. So I've got A to Z in the block. Again, I'm keeping that. Put it on your wall, make sure you're keeping stuff for your gallery on Friday. And then we went down the kind of bubble font or sausage font. and we created the same alphabet but in the bubble font, sausage font. We also added another layer to my painting. I have to paint in these sessions. I keep thinking that I don't have to paint, but there's something, I've got itchy fingers to paint. So he will be completed tomorrow and then go into the gallery on Friday. And again, please give me a shout out and please send me photos of your work. I'm very, very keen to celebrate and you know, share the amazing energy. Send me your nameplates. Also, send me suggestions for your celebrity portrait. And if you think a Paint with Pete art pack would be something that is something that's worth doing, please give me a shout. Again, that art pack will be a brand, you know, it's branded, so Paint with Pete branded sketchbook or notebook.